Breland News.
So this story is more of a reaction, if anything else. So as you guys know, and we talked about this story last week as a featured segment. So Trump has federalized DC police. He's brought in the National Guard to essentially roam the streets. ICE agents have picked up their activity in the city. So that's what, as a DC resident, I've had to deal with now for over a week now. So I want so a lot of you, if you follow us on Twitter, kind of know what happened to me yesterday, or what I literally walked into yesterday. But I do want to kind of give a little bit of an update in terms of how people are feeling in regards to the federalization of DC police. So we're going to watch this NBC News clip, just kind of giving a little more context for those of you who may not know, and we'll get into the meat of the segment. So go ahead, Reef, when you're ready.
I'm not ready.
Turning now to President Trump's push to stop violent crime in the district. Over the coming days, the number of National Guard troops patrolling the city will more than double after several states committed to the federal takeover of D.C. But it seems most D.C. residents are opposed to the president's actions to tackle crime. News 4's Megan McGrath has that story.
National Guard troops on the Mall, around the monuments, and in metro stations. The federal takeover of the D.C. Police Department and the order to put federal law enforcement officers on patrol. According to a new Washington Post Schar School survey, the vast majority of D.C. residents are opposed. According to the survey, 8 out of 10 Washingtonians are against the executive order to federalize law enforcement, with 7 out of 10 opposing it strongly. And 65% of residents questioned don't think the president's actions will reduce crime in the city.
The abundance of cops doesn't do anything. We don't feel any safer because there's police on the streets. We feel safer when we come together as a community and we can take on and tackle the challenges that our communities are facing together.
DC is a beautiful, vibrant city. People are scared to go out in the streets now. What makes DC unsafe is all of these police forces that are brutalizing people as they go about their day.
Do you think any of this is going to make a difference in terms of crime?
No, because you out here now. You see any shooting and robbery? I mean, crime gonna happen anyway.
As for what is the biggest problem facing the District of Columbia, the survey says 24% of residents cited President Trump, the takeover of the police department, or federal overreach as the biggest problem. 22% said it's crime.
I don't know, it's a little bit of a mix. I think crime is a real problem here. I was randomly assaulted on the Anacostia metro station by a guy who just swung a bottle at my face. Just definitely a problem. But again, the solutions are pretty complicated.
What he's doing is unethical, okay? He don't know the rules of law.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, so I feel like, it could be of some use, but I feel like we have enough policing.
And according to the survey, Washingtonians are generally happy about living in the city. 9 out of 10 say that their neighborhood is either an excellent or a good place to live. Megan McGrath, News 4.
I felt that last statement was a little bit of an overreach there, but so this is kind of an exclusive for you guys. So yesterday, I got home from work. I changed my clothes. I was walking to my gym, minding my own business, when I ran into what would have been a raid, an ICE raid. My guess is, so I'm not going to tell you where I live, but if those of you who know DC very well, based on the footage, you could probably guess where in the area I live in, Northwest DC. You could probably guess where I live. So what happened was, and I can't really tell from where I was walking as I was walking to the gym, but it looked like these ICE agents were trying to abduct, I guess, an employee, because I live by a Chick-fil-A and a Taco Bell. Actually, it's in the building where my gym is. So for what I could see, they were walking out of either one of those two restaurants, and then there was a huge crowd basically telling these guys to get the fuck out. So this was the footage that was able to catch. So there are 3 clips. So this is what happened just as I was heading to the gym yesterday evening. So go ahead. Not sure what that guy was doing running there. But...
You need like 2 sides bigger players. 2 sides bigger. Look at that. Baby coming through.
That's the funniest bit. Baby come through, get your fucking asses out of my way.
You look like you better like you have an obligation to refuse unlawful orders.
Ice go home!
Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home!
Ice go home!
Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home! Ice go home!
So that happened. So that continued to happen. And we basically followed them down the street where they parked their vehicles. So they stood there for a while, and then I guess they figured, okay, there's not much that we can do here. So they started walking away. So we kind of followed them, harassing them to ensure that they would leave. So this is the next clip here.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
I can't hear.
You can't hear. That's because I was trying to be fancy.
Take it off! Take it off! Coward! You are a coward!
Boo this man.
Boo this man!
Go back, fascists!
You can fucking get stopped though. I know you can't use I know you too fucking dumb. Come back! You just as bad as the rest of them, man. You do your job, do mine.
Take the mask off! Take the mask off!
You fucking metro cop, bitch ass metro cop. Oh yeah, good
white van. Well,
yeah. So they did eventually drive away. I don't think you need to play the last clip because it's very short, but they eventually did drive away. But so yeah, that's
sorry.
No, it's okay. But yeah, that's kind of what I ran into yesterday. Now the thing is, because I should have recorded this, but I was speaking to another resident yesterday, and apparently, like ICE has been, again, not trying to tell you where I live, but ICE has been kind of swarming in my neighborhood and the neighborhoods immediately right next to me, because my neighborhoods have a large Latino population, so I'm sure that has
part of
a
it.
lot to do with why ICE is centralizing around my neighborhood and neighborhoods near me in particular, as well as in other areas like in downtown. So, and apparently yesterday, I think there were about 8 arrests that ICE made in my neighborhood alone, or something like that. But it's been pretty scary in a way. And I think I shared this on Twitter, the idea for me, like as a person of color, but then like as a naturalized immigrant, like naturalized citizen, sorry, not necessarily feeling very safe. Now, granted, I can't live life scared. I'm going to continue living my life as I should. But the fact, again, like I literally walked into this last night, just minding my own business, getting my workout, and then I literally walked into a potential ICE raid that went wrong. Thanks, shout out to
Right.
the DC residents that actually did what they needed to do and actually chased them away. But yeah, that's my reality right now. And I've spoken to a few of my friends, funny enough, who are also Latino, who live outside of DC, even in Maryland or Virginia, and they're like, we're not coming in the city at all until further notice, because they do not want to possibly get stopped by ICE, especially given the checkpoints that were once again within the vicinity of my neighborhood last week. That they do not want the possibility of getting stopped or getting in any sort of trouble with ICE or with MPD here or any police at all. So this is the reality that Trump is putting us through. But I spoke to a friend who lives in New Jersey, who used to live in DC because I did post this on my Instagram account privately, and he was like, well, I don't think he was saying me, but he was saying like basically the alternative would have been better. And I'm like, while what we're seeing now, would this have happened under the Democrats? Probably not to this degree, but there's still the idea that the Democrats have funded the police state and have funded ICE way more. Like,
it probably would have happened just slightly differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be as crazy as well and kind of over the top as what we're seeing now, but it was still going to happen.
It would have been covertly.
But as I was telling my friend, it's like, as I was telling my friend, ICE should not be a thing. And the fact that Democrats have not necessarily pushed towards the dismantling of ICE and have funded ICE / the police state, like, I'm not sure if they've done it any more than Republicans, but they've funded ICE for sure. So, as I keep saying, Democrats cultivate the very world that we're living in now. It's not like they are pushing against this, and I think they feel like, oh, if we push back against this, then the Republicans will say shit about us in terms of, oh, we don't care about security and all that kind of bullshit. Well, fuck yeah, like, but I think the idea that like this is okay is really, it's not. But again, it's just the idea of like, it just seems very sporadic to me. It seems very targeted, especially among the Latino population in particular. This seems to be like how it's affecting them. And I'm saying this as a teacher, school starts for us next week. And the idea that we're going to have a lot of families who will be terrified of walking their kids or they themselves going anywhere. I'm even hearing now within the last week, because of the federalization of the police, that restaurant patron it's down because no one, well, I would argue it's down anyway because people don't necessarily have the money to afford going out to eat, but they don't want to possibly get caught up by ICE, or if you are an employee and you happen to be a person of color, you don't want to be in a situation where this can happen to you. Like I said, this happened, I guess, outside of a Taco Bell or Chick-fil-A, depending on which building they entered in. I couldn't tell from where I was walking from. But yeah, it's nuts. And as I said, I can't say that I feel comfortable with this at all. Like, even I am kind of wondering, like, what will happen to me, because I'm alone, I live by myself, I'm a Black man. Like, if I get abducted by ICE, no one's going to necessarily know what will happen to me. So I do have some stuff that I have done to kind of protect myself, or at least have people kind of be aware of my whereabouts at all times. Like, one of my close friends, I've tagged my location on my phone to him, so like you can kind of watch and see like where I go. But man, it's crazy out here. But as I said, this was just a random Tuesday for me.
Yep. So, and how long have you lived in DC? Like
8 years now.
And like ain't had it like this at all before. So,
well, I'll say this. I mean, obviously, given like, I remember I attended the George Floyd protests 5 years ago. Like, the thing was, everything was more concentrated around the White House downtown. So, and obviously, given like Gaza protests, again, concentrated downtown, more or less. This is the first time as far as I'm aware of, living in DC, where essentially the police state has kind of swarmed into other neighborhoods. Actually, that's not true. There was definitely a police presence during George Floyd, but not like this. Like, not to the degree of where people are kind of living in fear and trepidation, regards to the possibility of being abducted by ICE or being arrested by MPD or whatever. So yeah, this is definitely like overkill, but there have been situations even among Democrats that this is kind of similar things that happen, although, as I said, not as crazy. But even our mayor, though, has weaponized the police politically, in terms of the homeless. She has, put up barriers where tent cities are, when they get complaints that she's done that. So it's on both sides. But as we said, it's just a little more, a little less, it's more sneaky with the Democrats versus the overt situation that we're seeing right now under Trump.
Right. Yep. Sounds about right. Well, we'll see what happens in DC as things move forward. Like it just feels like there's some other reason that's happening, you know? It seems weird and distractionary and like
clearly it's a distraction. Like we mentioned, I think it was last week, where we believe that this is partially a distraction from people not think, and I think it's worked because no one is talking about the Epstein files in the same way as they were about a few weeks ago. No one's talking about that anymore. So, you know, I guess it worked. But again, you're right. It's distractionary. It's over the top. It's an abuse of power. But both parties benefit. Like, granted, if this were Democrats, it wouldn't be quite like this, but this would happen under the Democrats too. You just wouldn't hear about it as loud in the media. So, but again, this is and going back to what some of the residents were saying in the clip. They were saying, you know, a couple of them were kind of seemingly in favor of what's happening because, you know, they're saying like crime is getting bad and all this kind of stuff. So you got to do what you got to do. But again, you know, crime is linked to poverty. So if you're dealing with crime with more cops, that's not the way to do it. If Republicans really wanted to deal with crime, raise the minimum wage, perhaps, like get off this tariff bullshit so that people are somewhat able to afford, you know, basic needs. Like, again, I'm not sure what people are going to do. Like, we're heading into the holiday season, hell, within the next month. Like, there's going to be like holiday products being
I was reading
on the shelves
somewhere
pretty soon.
that like partially the thing about the tariffs is to cover up like a shitty economy we already have. You know what I mean? Like if we put these tariffs in place, they don't really do that much to the end result, right? Like that's just a byproduct of like the economy being terrible. That makes sense. Like, it's just like we've been in a recession, and it's like you have to invent ways to actually show that it's. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing with that too, you know. But like, economy was fucking dog shit already, you know.
Right.
People couldn't afford anything, so
right. Yeah, but it's only going to get worse now. And I think it's going to, people are going to really feel the pinch of it within the next few months to a year. And so as I said, like I said earlier, you know, watch your coins. If you're able to buy stuff in bulk beforehand, I mentioned this probably back in the spring, do that now because, you know, we don't know how high, and they're starting already. Like, as I said, that if Walmart is like doing dynamic pricing, which I'm hearing about, like we're in trouble. Like, because Walmart is probably one of the cheapest places you're able to get basic things. So if that's happening at a Walmart, I don't know what's going to happen in other places as well. So, but yeah, be careful out there and watch your coins. And
speaking of coins,
yeah,
we might need some over here at Indie News Network, seeing as that YouTube has demonetized us as it has a while ago. But you could scan the QR code. Links are in the description for other ways to support, or you know, ko-fi.com/Indie News Network. But otherwise, you know, do all the stuff everyone else asks you to do: like and subscribe, share videos, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Do you think the police state's coming to your neck of the woods? But otherwise, thanks for watching.